Welcome back to the Mythic Giraffe podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Ron.
Is that a question?
Hey, existential crisis. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, okay. It happens. Today is brought to you by the letter C because it's actually cold outside.
Oh, I was going to say it's B for birthday.
Oh, yes.
It is the birthday of the Chris.
Yeah, and it's the birthday eve of the Wismer.
Old dirty Chris.
Yeah.
45 years old, brah.
Yeah. It's an age.
It's an age. Don't you feel, and maybe everybody feels this way, 45 was so old.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather was 45 when I was born.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't look anywhere near as old as my grandfather did at age
45. No. Well, I mean, you look back at like Lethal Weapon and things like that. I mean, yeah. Danny Glover was what, 42 in that?
I think so. I think what are you 38? Yeah.
God.
What's Beverly Hills Cop, Taggart?
Oh,
dude's
yeah.
like 37 or something in that movie.
Yeah. You're like, oh, he's got to be 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't feel 45.
No.
Or maybe I just don't know what 45 is supposed to feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. I still feel like a kid.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm waiting for an adult to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
The worst time of it is when I'm at work and everybody looks at me as the adult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you guys are you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go home and play with my Legos. What are you talking about? You don't want me making decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, my oldest child is technically an adult.
Yeah.
And she's like, when does it kick in? I was like, I don't know. I'm still waiting for it to kick in.
Yeah, the nursing home? I don't know.
Yeah. People all the time. I mean, they'll, we'll be out in public with people and they'll ask me a question. I'm like, I am not the adult in this relationship. Ask my wife.
Yeah.
God, let me call my mom and ask her.
Yeah, I just keep waiting for it to like, oh yeah, like, yeah, they're the adult people.
Yeah. I mean, is there like a book we're supposed to get?
If they did, I never got it. And
yeah, I'm still waiting. Maybe it's stuck in the mail.
It might be.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird. Like,
yeah,
and I just don't feel. I just remember like when I was a kid in the 20s, and you hear like comics like talking about like, oh man, you hit 40 and everything slows down.
Yeah,
I don't feel that way.
No.
I'm maybe in the best shape of my life at 40 because at 20 I ate like a trash panda.
Yeah. Yeah, ate like a trash panda, slept maybe 3-4 hours a night. Yeah.
My obviously my wife and I have the same birthday today. We're celebrating our birthday today before my family comes to town. Nome Patre et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus. But so we're going out tonight, and she wants to go to this local cider house where they make hard ciders and stuff. It's it's a nice little place to hang out.
Yeah, sounds delightful.
Very very low key, chill out kind of event. And she's like, "Well, you're gonna have some cider," and I'm like, "I don't know if I can drink alcohol. I'm gonna feel like shit in the morning." Like,
yeah,
that's the only thing I think. That's the only thing about my age I know.
Yeah.
I notice is I can't handle alcohol like I used to.
Oh yeah, God no.
And if I eat at all the wrong food, I'm like, oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, the days of being a human garbage disposal are well behind me.
Yeah. Like, my wife and I, we went camping this week for Christmas, get away from the town, get away from everybody. But she left our food at home. She like mistakenly, we took, brought everything else. And she's, So we're scrounging in our house or in our RV, like eating because there's nothing open. There's nowhere to
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah. You had to
know,
take a squirrel down.
yeah. So she's like, I'm eating tuna fish packets for Christmas,
Hmm.
and she's like, the yesterday she's like, I just felt so run down. I'm like, yeah, because we're old, and if we don't eat food now like we're supposed to, we get run down and gross. It's
Yeah.
terrible. That's the only thing about age. I'll give you
Right.
that. But other than
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, body feels. I feel like waiting. I'm waiting for the turn. I'm gonna like we're both having this conversation, and tomorrow we both wake up, can't walk.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I'm like you said, I'm in very good shape. I mean, the other day I had my stress test and I almost didn't pass it because I couldn't hit the target heart rate or whatever.
Yeah, I've had that problem before.
And it's like, yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, when the last time I was in this good a shape, the doctor came in and it was like, "What's that noise?" And it was me on the treadmill, and it goes, "Thump, thump, 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 thump,
Oh
thump, thump."
yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like, "If he hasn't died, we're good. We're good."
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I just, well, yeah, you say like, the figuring things out. My wife has been rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and there was the other night it was on, and it was like they were talking like, looking. They're like, well, it's only 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my god, why are you up at 2:30?
Yeah. It was like 9 o'clock last night. I was like, "Well, I think I'm going to bed."
Yeah. Yeah.
Could have stayed up and played games, but sleep sounds good too.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. And I
When's
guess
the
it
last
does
time you?
show my age because, like, one thing I got a surprise for Christmas from my in laws that was a total surprise, and I got a potato ricer, and I'm
Hmm,
tickled.
one of the
Yeah.
squeeze ones.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, rice and potatoes
Yeah.
and other things that are
And
starchy, I guess.
yeah, I guess, yeah, like turnips or parsnips or
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. Sure. I
Yeah.
think turnip. I'm not sure about parsnips. Parsnips are like hard in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Sweet potatoes. Mm.
Ugh, poison potatoes. Crime against humanity that people eat those things.
Ah.
They
Mm-mm-mm.
don't even taste good.
Yes, they do.
Ugh, it's orange goop. Ugh.
Uh, uh, uh,
Don't
uh.
eat a lot of orange foods.
Yeah. Well, it's like we were talking the other day. Carrots are so hit and miss.
I just don't like carrots. I think that's what I've discovered. I
Yeah.
just
But when you get a good carrot, it's got that little bit of sweetness to it. Delightful. But then you have the ones that taste like soap.
they're fine, and when they're cooked, they're not good. Like I don't mind them when they're diced up in a soup, like
Yeah.
the
Or shepherd's
mirepoix or something.
pie or
Yeah,
something.
that's fine. But I don't want to like a
Yeah.
big old knob of carrot in my soup.
That's because you have to cook them down in a pound of brown sugar.
Well, then yeah, of course. I'm sure they're tasty.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, just not a big orange food person.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's probably the worst
Orange,
color for me.
really? I mean, orange. I like a good navel orange.
I don't really even like oranges.
Uh,
I find
mm,
them to be less good than grapefruit.
mm, mm. Yeah. Well, the problem with oranges, it's just like the carrot thing. It's, sometimes you get the ones that like the membrane is too
Yeah,
thick.
yeah. So
It's all chewy.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes with grapefruits, you got to like spend a lot more time clearing the membrane away.
yeah.
It's annoying.
And then you got pomelos, which is just too much pith.
Yeah, that thing's annoying. It's not worth eating,
No.
right? Like it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like don't
It's
eat
too much
this.
work.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spend
I'm
your half an hour cleaning it.
trying to think of what other color foods I don't eat a lot of, and I think orange is probably
Hmm.
the only one.
Mm.
Like I'll eat an orange. I'm not against an orange. It's not. I'm never like, oh, here's an orange or an apple. I'm choosing apple. I'm not an
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah. As long as the apple isn't all bruised up.
As long as it's not mealy, I
Yeah.
can't do Amelia apple.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that's a problem. When I go to the store, it will take me so long to get 4 apples because I will
Yeah,
pick each one up and look at everything, and then
yeah.
That's like I don't like the little are they the cuties, the mandarins. I don't like those oranges.
Oh, my wife loves those things.
See, I don't know.
I'm going to stick to my reds and purples, and green fruit. Red fruit, red vegetable, red foods are the best foods. Watermelon, arguably the best summer fruit.
Oh, but it gets fuzzy around the seeds. Ugh.
Okay, that's a weird conversation. You get
Yeah.
seedless watermelons.
Uh,
Uh, Apples are amazing. Red grapes are fine. They're not as good as green grapes, but they're good.
See, I'm not a big grape person.
Tomatoes, awesome fruit.
Ugh. Oh God, no, no.
Beets,
Tomatoes.
radishes. Man, red's got all the things going for it.
Yeah, we had beets not too long ago.
I'm a. I have found that one of the people on my shift also loves pickled beets. So now we just like get a can of pickled beets and share them.
See, I'm not big on the pickled.
Man, that sucks because pickled beets are always
But
good.
nice roasted beet.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, honey roasted beets. Oh boy.
I don't know. We just roast them with a little bit of salt, pepper, and put them on top of what you call it, risotto.
That sounds also good.
With a little bit of goat cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with beets is the staining of things, but
That's why I wear gloves when I peel them.
cranberries, amazing red fruit.
Yeah. Do beets turn your pee red?
Not as far as I've ever
Uh,
seen.
Evidently, it's a subset of the population. It's kind of like asparagus that makes your pee smell. Yeah. The first time we had beets, I went to the bathroom. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
freak me out.
Mm.
Yeah. No, I've not had that problem yet.
Yet you haven't eaten enough beets.
I would say I don't eat enough beets. I would like to eat more beets.
Yeah.
I'd like me some beets.
Mm.
I take the beet juice and you mix in things. Right in your oatmeal.
See, I can't do oatmeal. It's a texture thing.
Is it the gloopiness or
Yes.
the looseness? Because I don't like
Yes.
my oatmeal loose. I like my oatmeal drier.
It's the gloopy, loose. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah.
I was eating a lot of oatmeal for my cholesterol.
Yeah.
They tell you that's the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I think that's also a scam that they just tell you that.
Yeah. They're in big with the oatmeal. Quaker's got them in their pocket. Yeah. Let's say, I mean, my breakfast is typically, a cup full of dry Cheerios on the way to work. So
Oh, that sounds lovely.
it is. It is like a horse. I just. Yeah.
I have begun this routine of getting Greek yogurt and adding homemade cranberry sauce with chia seeds into it,
Okay.
and then sometimes some mixed nuts.
Hmm.
That's my breakfast, and it's
Yeah.
delightful.
Yeah. Every now and
So,
again, the wife will make chia pudding and homemade granola. They mix together pretty well.
hmm.
Yeah.
My wife told me, she was like, because I make cranberry sauce. I love cranberry sauce, like homemade cranberry sauce, not the crap out of a can.
No, no, no.
Ever.
You got to get the can so that way you know where to
Mm.
cut it.
No, never,
Yes.
never. But she was like, put chia seeds in there, and I was like, it blew my mind. It's changed everything. Changed everything.
This woman has stumbled upon something.
It's so easy to make. It's one of the dumbest things people buy is cranberry sauce because it's so much easier to make.
Mm.
It's got a lot of pectin.
Yeah. Dried cranberries are good.
Dry carries are good. I just wish they would stop adding sugar to them.
You got to find the no sugar added.
I know, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think it's tucked away in the back, hidden away.
Yeah. We have to order some of our stuff from like the Hippie Mart
Ooh.
to get some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of healthy food, this is like the old man podcast. We're talking
Yeah, I
about
was about
healthy
to say, yeah. Yeah, these guys are talking about they're not old. Yeah, they are.
I didn't say I feel old. I didn't say I'm not
Yeah.
old. My wife got me a homemade kombucha kit, so I'm brewing my own kombucha
Ooh.
now.
You are a hippie.
Yeah, yeah. Just went up on the. I went into the cupboard last night. 8 to 10 days later, I have kombucha.
Yeah. Hopefully it
That's
doesn't
what.
overpressurize and explode in your cupboard.
Apparently, that's not a thing for kombucha because it's left open.
Oh, okay.
But when you go to second ferment it, that's when the worrisome part is.
Yeah.
But the first part, you just cover it with cheesecloth.
Well, just leave it open. I mean, they leave pickle vats open.
They do. They also that's how they make beer. Right? There's that.
Yeah.
Was it lambics that are made like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Naturally occurring yeast. Yeast is amazing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the prize of the Christmas was the kombucha. She also got me a pocket-sized multi-tool, and I'm saying
Ooh.
pocket-sized in heavy air quotes. The thing is the size of my thigh. It's like it's in the shape of the Millennium Falcon. And it
Oh,
says
nice.
you open it up, it says pocket. I'm like, whose pocket is this for? It's huge.
A giant? Half
Yeah,
giant?
half giant.
Yeah.
Clearly half giant. It's fair.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a half giant.
No. Yeah,
No
see, I
longer.
got the ricer. No, I mean, we don't really do a lot of exchanges. So,
Yeah, you live the dream.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Although my grandmother did give me socks, which is always a nice thing.
Actually, at this point, I didn't get socks this year.
Yeah. You never know. There's still time.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. We mixed things up this year, and we had missed going down to Ocean City to see the lights. And we're Christmas Day. We're like, I wonder if it's open. Sure enough, it was. Best time to go. Nobody there.
That's a fair point.
Golly
Nobody
day,
be
it was
there.
delightful. Walk
Yeah.
through, and like you said, the hard part was trying to find some place to eat. So
Yeah.
we found a Japanese steakhouse that was open that I don't think I'll go back to, but yeah. Well, when young Dimitri took our order, and my youngest said, "Is this gluten free? What is gluten?" Fair point. So
For those who are outside of the know, Ocean City, Maryland is notorious for having Russians and Eastern Europeans working in
yes,
the restaurants.
yep, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So our hibachi chef, the kids swear was named Ivan, but he did not look like an Ivan.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the food was fine. Just they're very
Just
pushy on. Evidently, all their meals come with an appetizer. Like, what's his appetizer? I was like, I don't want any of those. It was chicken livers,
oh,
mushrooms, or shrimp. None of those I like.
right.
So finally, he was like, you can have double rice. It's like, okay, so I have this giant plate of rice.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Speaking of immigrants, I have the craziest story in the world to tell, and it's a warning for all because I almost lost my job.
I was about to say, did someone else ask you for a calf mold?
No, we're at work, my last shift working, and we weren't busy, but we got to that point where it was dinner time, and of course the city decided to blow up.
Oh yeah.
So then it was
That's
like 7:30, and we haven't, like we would come back to the station long enough to like look at dinner, but it wasn't quite ready,
oh.
you know. So we
Wait,
go
your
out on our
chauffeur didn't take their dinner with them?
yeah, no, it wasn't ready.
Oh,
We were
oh,
we were
oh, oh.
we couldn't finish dinner because we kept
Gotcha.
getting interrupted. So then it's like 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and we went out to one of the apartment buildings in our area for a fire alarm activation. And all the people are standing out front, and just it's cold. It's like 10 degrees outside that night,
Yeah.
and they're grumbling, and I'm like, all right, I'll figure out what's going on. And this guy comes up to me, and he's like, these dumbasses pulled the fire alarm, and I think it's because they're locked out of their apartment. And I'm like, no, that's not true. This can't be.
Time
This
out.
this can't be true. So sure enough, I go up there. They don't speak English. I'm not gonna denigrate a whole race of people by saying what they do speak, but
yeah.
a language that is not English,
Mm.
and then I can Pigden speak another language that they understand. And I finally find out that they locked themselves
Mm.
out of the apartment, and so they pulled the fire alarm.
Mm.
I was fine until they just started looking at me and laughing and saying, "Are you going to open the apartment?" And I said, "The fuck I
No.
am," and we left. And they're
yeah.
like, "What?" I'm like, "No." So
Yeah.
the maintenance guy got there, and I said, "You can handle that problem."
Yeah.
I'm I've lost my I lost my cool a little bit in there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was just, oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, and I mean, they don't understand. That took an engine, a ladder truck, and a duty chief.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
That's
yep.
yeah.
And
Mm.
luckily, I was able to put the other units in service.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
Yeah. That's why
because
everybody should be allowed one slap a week.
yeah, one slap would be good.
Yeah.
Well, and I said this when I got back from the call. I said 20 years ago that wouldn't happen again because those people would be just now getting chewed out by the fire department.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like I remember when I started and the old heads, not even at work, but like when I was starting as a volunteer, the old heads,
Oh
when
yeah.
we went to when like the college kids pulled the alarms for stupid reasons, we would make them sit outside for 3 hours
Yeah.
just to do it.
Yeah.
You know, because then
Yeah.
it's like, well, you figure out who pulled the fire alarm and you beat the crap out of them because we're going to make
Yeah.
you stay out here for 3 hours.
Right. Yeah. Tough love.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're like, no, no, it'll be nice to you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Definitely was the closest I've come to losing my cool in a long time at work.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
the
a
good news
frustrating one.
is they don't speak English to file a complaint, so I'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Just wait till they get their fine from the fire marshal's office.
when the one of them looked at me and said, "Speaks French better," I'm like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! I'm trying."
Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Speak French better.
they don't really talk in Duolingo about why the hell did you set the fire alarm off. That's not one that they go over.
Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to make a Duolingo for fire and EMS.
I would love to have Duolingo
Gosh.
for EMS because I can say, I know how to say, "Are you hurting your back, your
Yeah.
arms, and your legs, and your head?"
Yeah.
That's about as far as I get out of Duolingo.
Yeah.
You know, when we had a patient like last month, and I got to the point where I was like, I kind of figured out what's going on, and
Yeah.
the youngest paramedic on my shift looks at me and says, "Well, could you ask her in French if it's okay if we give her an IV?" And I looked at her and I said, "I'm struggling with how are you today, and you want me to say, do you consent to an IV?"
You
I said, "Just give her the IV. It's
yeah.
fine." Ugh. Yeah, that would be great. That would be handy
Yeah. I
to
mean,
have.
I'm trying to think like in Spanish, it would be like, ¿Quieres en IV?
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm going to do a
And then
blood draw.
there's like, all the
Can you tell her?"
gesticulations with it. And
Right. She was like, "Can you tell her that I'm going to do a blood draw?" I said, "Natalie, I don't know how to say blood draw in French. Draw would be dessiner, but that means to do art."
yeah. Dessiner sangue.
Yeah, I'm going to draw your blood? Like, we're
You
doing a
see
picture?
the patient gets all freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rightly so at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
They get back. They tell you, yeah, that crazy paramedic was going to draw things with my blood. It's like some voodoo they do.
oh, man.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a weird
yeah,
job.
yeah,
It's a weird job.
yeah. That's why I like, when people are like, well, you speak Spanish. No, I don't. No. I'm
It,
middling at best.
I speak better Spanish than
Hmm.
you. Doesn't mean I speak Spanish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing our volunteer stuff the other day. A couple of the families were, of Latin descent. And, I spoke a little Spanish to them. And, yeah. Of course, as soon as you start to speak a little bit of Spanish, and they're like, oh, now we can talk. It's like, no, we can't. No, no.
No, no.
Hmm.
Slowly. Lentement,
Yes.
s'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
Slowly.
This is when I get to the point where I smile and nod and say ho, ho, ho a lot.
Lo ho ho. Lo ho.
Ah,
Yeah. Mm.
fun times.
It's again one of my. I wish I was fluent,
Yeah.
but that's a level of fluency that you're never going to reach without
Yeah.
living there.
Well, yeah. Well,
Like you,
we just need the little earbuds that just
yeah,
translate.
yeah, yeah. But like until that happens,
Yeah.
it's a level of fluency that you're just not going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And look, I mean, thank goodness for Google Translate for the most
Uh,
part. It'll get
I
you in
have
trouble sometimes,
found
but
it gives, especially with medical stuff, it really struggles.
oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's better than, when we first started 20 years ago,
Oh yeah.
where all you did was talk slow and loud.
Yeah. Are you okay? Refuso to go hospital. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't really tell you how many times I've done that.
God.
Yeah. Well, really, the department should send me to France for 6 months so I can really brush up on my
Oh, we
French.
could. I mean, we've got an exchange program.
Right. I'll go to
Yeah,
France for 6 months.
yeah.
Bring one of their French firefighters over.
Yeah, yeah. You and Eric just switch.
Well, I think he retired. So I have to get somebody else.
Cyril.
Yeah, get Cyril. Yeah, I feel like this is a good plan. And I think he was a chef de brigade, so I don't really think like you can. Like, oh, hey, we're switching. This guy's going to be a chief over here. Yeah.
Just walk around. Wait.
Wait. Well, I can point in any language.
Oh yeah. uh,
Hmm.
well, I think we've rigged and rolled.
We've rigged and
Ready
rolled,
for
I believe.
topic one?
Yeah. Topic one
Yeah.
is actually related to the fire department, and it's something I think you're the only one who can answer.
Oh
This is one of those.
no.
It's not like crazy serious, but it's something
The
I
key
think
to the
people do.
executive room is kept in.
How long did it take you to become normal again when you went to day work?
Ooh.
Because I think about this as I'm getting closer to retirement. I have a conversation with my wife about it. Like, how long is it going to take me to be a normal boy again? I've worked shift work for 20 plus years at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
It took me the better part of half a year.
That's kind of what I'm
to like
thinking.
really feel that way. I mean, within a few weeks, I started a little bit, but for months, I still every D shift, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right?
My body was like, "You've done this for years. This is what you have to do."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think about it's when people like not people in the fire department, but people who don't understand the fire department, they're like, look at these dumb firemen. It's like, you don't understand how much we put our bodies through
yeah,
just to be here.
yeah.
Whether you work 24/48s, 24/72s, God forbid 48/96s.
What animals? That's
That
I
I,
see people post about that all the time. Like, oh yeah, it's the best shift. I'm like, yeah, it's the best shift if you're in a slow house.
my buddy works at a 48/96 department, and he hates it.
Yeah,
And
I mean, if you ran even half of what we run in Salisbury, oh my gosh,
no, you
you'd
could.
kill
Well,
somebody.
they and that's one of the questions I've asked him because they're a lot slower than we are.
Yeah,
And I said, well, do you got your paramedics ride a 48-hour shift on the ambulance or your ambulance, whoever's on your ambulance?
yeah,
Oh, no, we would never do that. And I'm like, never? Well, it does happen. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he blew my mind about it because I didn't know he was on 48/96s. And he kept saying, man, I'm tired of missing out. Like, so much stuff at home. And because if you think about
Yeah.
it, if you work Christmas Eve and you work Christmas, there goes your whole
Ooh.
holiday. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and he was ready to quit because of all that stuff. And I get it; that's a terrible
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
But stuff that just the getting to work part of our job,
Mm-hmm.
not to mention everything we did to get on the job, but just
Yeah.
getting up to go to work
Yeah.
is it's crazy what people don't understand about that job.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I mean, and think about the guys and gals that work like up and around DC and Baltimore areas, things like that. I mean, they they do shift change at like what, like 5:30,
oh, I
so
I
they
know
can
my
try and miss the Beltway traffic and all that.
my buddy's house in DC. They did shift change at 3:30 in the morning until the fire chief actually told them they couldn't do it anymore.
Why?
Because he was a dick.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, who
Uh,
cares?
yeah, because they would get in at 3:30. You were
Hmm.
expected to get to work at 3:30,
Hmm.
and that way your part, whoever you were leaving can be on the road by 4.
Yeah.
And that was just how they deal with the traffic there.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because what people don't realize is most of us can't afford to live in the cities that we work in.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, so like a lot of DC firemen, they do not live in the city.
No.
Very few of them, I probably.
Yeah.
So they drive to. I mean, there's DC firemen who live in my neighborhood,
Yeah. Well,
which
and I will say, East Coast, we usually stay within a couple hours of where we work. But I mean, West Coast, there are folks that do like crazy switch shifts and work a week on and then 3 weeks
hmm
off because they fly out. And
hmm
yeah, no.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. That's yeah, that's the stuff I really think about, like what that's going to mean
Mm-hmm.
to be retired.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to work a shift work job if I work anywhere.
Yeah.
God, God's sakes, you know.
Well, that's like, I got thinking, you know, whenever I do retire, if I did get, a part time job or something like that, I can see it now. They're going to be like, yeah, this is the time clock. I'm sorry, the what?
Yeah.
I haven't used a time clock in 20 some years.
Right. I haven't had to punch in
Yeah. Yeah. Since I worked at
ever.
a gas station.
Yeah, like I think when I worked at Saturn for like a week, I punched in there.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we don't punch a clock.
Yeah.
You would think we would, but
Yeah.
we don't punch a clock
Yeah.
because the department doesn't care who's on the rig as long as the rig gets out the door.
Right.
That's between you and your station mates.
Yes.
You know, which is
Mm.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest perks of our job is the lieutenant who works on C shift. If he called me and said, well, not tonight, but hey, can
Yeah.
you be in here tonight? I'd probably back myself up and be in there. I did it
Yeah.
two weeks ago for him.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just a perk.
Yeah.
But a regular job,
No.
like with normal people,
Yeah.
boy, that sounds awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
That's been that was one of the bigger adjustments for me also was now I'm in an office and, it's different.
yeah,
Yeah. I
and
tell you, another thing that takes your body a while to get used to is eating normal times.
you're right. That's that's kind of where I was thinking about too. Is like
Yeah.
we eat on my shift, and I'm not gonna say this is how everywhere in the world works. We all eat breakfast early.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in the door at 6:30, or I work in the door at 6:10. But
Yeah.
by 6:30, I'm probably eating my breakfast.
Yeah.
By 11, I'm starving to death, and I'm eating lunch.
Right.
5:04, we're like, when the hell's dinner gonna be ready?
Yep.
And that's just how the fire department works. You eat at 5 o'clock. You're like an old person,
Yeah.
but you're so used to it.
Exactly. I mean, so being on day work, we we typically eat lunch at 12, and that was a huge adjustment.
12 to 4. You go at 12, you come back at 4. Yeah, I
Oh,
know
shut up.
day workers do.
We we pack our lunch 4 out of 5 days. Um, but yeah, and well, our chief, who is recently, well, it's been almost a year now, but when he was first off of shift work, it was like 11 o'clock. He's like, all right, time for lunch. We're like, no, it's not. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
then,
It's
dinner time. I mean, I still, to this day, 5 o'clock, I'm hungry.
right.
And my family and I have kind of compromised. And I usually start cooking, or whoever starts cooking, a little bit after 5. And, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock usually, though, is dinner.
Well, we have to eat dinner at 5 because if you don't eat dinner at 5:04, you're not going to eat dinner till 8.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there is a magical little window in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're just not going to eat.
Yeah.
And at least on my shift, I always try to make it so that it's ready around 5:30 at the latest, so that if the paramedics do go on a call at, the minute you're going on a call at 5, then they get back and get a quick food. So
Yeah.
they're eating at 6 instead of 8 o'clock at night.
Right. Yeah.
But if you ever are late on dinner and you get a call at 4 o'clock and now dinner's going to be till 6, you might as well just say we're not eating till 8.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Yep. Which is why when I was on the medic, I always had a little bag of snacks.
Yeah.
Because the days of, raiding the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're done. Yeah.
I'm starving to death.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go get some crackers and a ginger ale.
Yeah. I would get so hangry. Like to the point, and I mean, everybody, especially on the ambulance, has a witching hour. And like one of my partners, he would, just give me a bag of Skittles at about 2:30 in the afternoon to give me that little sugar to, keep me from murdering someone.
I will say the thing that's going to be hardest for me will be getting used to eating like a normal person.
Mm-hmm. You mean not bolting it down like a wolf?
Not just that, but that is definitely one thing.
Yeah.
There's only 2 people in the fire department who don't do that, and I don't know how they do it. They're maniacs.
Yeah, Jewel on B shift.
Yeah. And just watching those people eat, I'm like, what is wrong with you? And they're like, oh, this is how normal people eating, right? That's right.
Yeah.
Like if I go out to dinner with my wife, it's a 35-minute affair, right? Like we sit down, I eat, I'm ready to order when the waiter walks up. I eat my food as soon as it comes. I mean, it's bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Yeah. I have planned out my meal while I'm en route to the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. And when it gets to I shovel the food in. I don't stop to breathe.
No.
And then I, drink my drink. And I'm ready to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and the pooping. Man.
That is a nice thing about not being on shift work is you can poop in peace.
Yeah. You can never. There's 3 rules of the fire department. If you got to piss now, piss now.
Yeah. If you even think you have to piss,
piss. If there's even a possibility you might have to piss in the next hour, you might as well piss now.
Yep.
You're never going to poop soundly and safely.
Yeah.
And every time you take a shower, a call is going to come in.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the rules.
Yeah. You can never, ever let your guard down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
not even one of those that you can like, all right, we're headed back. I'm going to be fine. Nope. No, it's not how it is.
No. Yeah. I always go back, and sometimes in the morning I'll come in because I got and there's a C shift is cursed with the 6:20 call.
Oh gosh.
And I usually get in there like 6:15.
Yeah.
But sometimes I got to take my morning poop.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready to relieve that lieutenant until a good 6:25, and they're already on a call.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad, but I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt this. This is my last peaceful poop for 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't go out of service to poop.
No. You can't go out of service for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
We're never out of service because
no
matter what we say, if we're last out or out of service, as soon as a fire comes, we're going on a call.
Yeah.
If it's a lift assist, we're out of service for that, but not a fire.
Yeah, if it sounds like a good call, we're ready.
Yeah. Well, it's we had a busy shift a couple weeks ago, and my boss is like, "Get back to the station, get a shower," and a car fire comes in or whatever. He's like, "I let the volunteers." I said, "I am letting the volunteers handle a fire in my district.
No.
I'm going."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, fire,
Hmm.
my district, not happening. Ain't nobody."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are the things that I think about as getting near my end of my fire service career,
Yeah.
whatever that may end up being. I
Yeah.
think I'm looking forward
Hmm.
to returning to a normal sleep schedule,
Yeah.
not going to bed at 6:30 at night.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cause that
because
was
I
the
get
thing. Like for years, I worked, D shift. So I got maybe 5 hours if I was lucky.
right.
And then A shift night, I body would try to, reclaim some and I'd sleep 10 to 12 hours sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
B shift was somewhat normal. I'd sleep like 7. And then C shift was the night before work. So I was back to 6. And it was like, 10, 8, 6, 4, 10, 8, 6, 4, 10, 8, 6, 4. It's
Right, and
just, ugh.
you're not sleeping. No matter who you are, you're not
Oh,
sleeping
yeah.
well on
No.
shift.
No.
I don't care if you have no calls all day, still not sleeping well.
No. No.
Especially as the boss, because you're like always on the alert.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because we work in a city that doesn't understand, or county that doesn't understand how
Mm.
dispatchers work.
Well, yes. Yeah. I always thought it'd be fascinating if everybody in the department had a sleep tracker or fitness tracker or something and just once a week downloaded it just for aggregate data to see how it really plays out.
Oh, I wear one. I wear my sleep tracker when I'm at work
Yeah.
every night, and because I went on what I we came home from work. I came home from work. Like my wife was with me. I came home from work. We loaded up the RV, and
Yeah.
we were gone. So I didn't, and we didn't have any real calls after midnight. But I was
Yeah.
still listening to calls,
Oh, yeah.
and I was in bed by 7
Yeah.
at A shift night, and it was the worst sleep my tracker's ever had. It's
Mm.
because I rarely ever wear it on A shift.
Oh.
Um, Usually I don't wear it on A shift nights. But I just was like, I'm gonna
Hmm.
take it off. It
Yeah.
was bad.
Mm.
My sleep score was poor.
Yeah.
Was all it said.
It's like, I don't know what you called this, but this was not sleep.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I take naps.
Yeah.
Naps are an important part of my
Health.
system. Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
like I had this conversation with people at work. I'm like, I don't care that my firefighters are napping in the afternoon anymore. In
Right.
fact, I kind of encourage it.
Yeah.
I can't allow myself to do it because my brain has been twisted over years of my career that won't allow me to sleep.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
if I'm napping, it's because I'm sick,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
uh,
when we started, it was you're not allowed to lay down till after 11 o'clock at night.
yeah, you weren't even allowed to go into a place where there were comfortable chairs until after dinner,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like,
Oh,
you had
yeah.
to sit basically in the engine
Mm.
bay or in the little office.
Mm.
That was it, you
Yeah.
know, and that was just how it was. And it was
Yeah.
wrong,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And people to this day are still like, oh, I can't believe you guys do that.
Hmm.
We get our shit done. We check our equipment. We do our
Yeah.
training. We do PT. If they want to nap from then until dinner, I do not care.
Yeah.
Why should I?
Right. Yeah.
Because they're going to get their butts kicked at night.
Yeah.
It might not be tonight, but it's going to be at night.
Yeah.
You know, it's let them nap. Who cares?
Yeah.
We used to give Ocean City crap because they would come to work and be napping by 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm like, yeah, they're smarter than we are.
Yeah. Well, for a part of the year, they can do that. That's fine. But the rest of the time of the year, no.
I mean, you mean 90% of the year that they can do it and the 10% of the year they can't?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still not as good
Hmm.
as we are.
Yeah.
Well, that's all
Hmm.
I had for my topic, was I was just
Yeah.
musings.
No, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I yeah,
Hug a
yeah,
fireman next time you see him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Don't warn them though.
yeah, no, definitely
No,
not.
just hug.
Just hug.
Yeah, it's definitely a transition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Should write
So,
a book on how to transition out.
oof,
Here, you're about to retire. Here's the
that's
things you need to know.
oh, yeah. I mean that is yeah something to think about.
That's what the Army does, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
No.
there's changes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, hmm.
Well, on to topic 2.
Sure. So, topic two. I can't remember what we were watching or something. I don't know, but nah, no, no. Um, or maybe I don't know. No. But my wife and I think the kids were involved in the conversation. We are talking about, there's somebody fussing about AI art and is it bad? And I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I mean, I think it's bad if it's taking jobs away from people, but if they're not crediting themselves is using AI to make like graphics and things like that a bad idea.
Oh man, this is a tough one, huh?
Because I know like uh, Activision is getting a lot of heat for it because like one of the loading screens for Call of Duty right now, you can tell it's AI because one of the characters has 6 fingers, which evidently that's a big thing with AI. It puts
It's the
six,
hands. Yeah,
yeah.
his mouse of the hands.
Mm. And they're talking about not having the voice actors come back for certain things, so and they'll just use AI to replicate their voice, which I don't like that. But for like images and stuff, I don't know.
So in 1805, it's relevant.
Okay.
I'll get there. In
Yeah.
1805, Britain was known for making lace. There was all It was one of the things that they did
Yeah.
because lace went on stockings and on your
Hmm.
clothes. But they was kind of going through the 18th century, and when 18th century switched to the 19th century, people stopped wearing lace.
Hmm.
So all of these lace weavers or lace
Yeah.
makers no longer had jobs, and they had to join the
Yeah.
army. It was a big thing that there was this whole basically population of Britain that didn't have jobs anymore, and they joined the army, and that happened to be the Napoleonic Wars. So they, you know, were gainfully employed in the army. Right, wrong, or different, right?
From darning lace to army.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, those skills transition over.
Well, it was more the fact that they had nowhere else to go. But
I know. I
you know, and in 1900, the most popular jobs in America had to do with coal mining, right, and
Yeah.
steam engine production and maintenance.
Yeah.
Those jobs went away.
Mm-hmm.
In America in 2020s, we seem to think that nothing can go away. We seem to have this idea that
Mm-hmm.
EVs are going to destroy petroleum cars. Well, what'll happen to all the people that make petroleum cars? Same thing that
Yeah.
happened to the steam engine guys, right? Like,
Yeah. I didn't really think about it in that sense.
it's
Yeah.
does it mean that art is going to go away?
No.
But has art already gone away? Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and all of those guys, they made their money because very rich people were willing to subsidize them to do art for them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen now, right? Like artists make art and hope it sells in this weird
Yeah.
artificial economy that they've created,
Yeah.
but it's all fake. So the people who are
Yeah.
complaining about AI art are really complaining about a fake thing. Art has no value except what we put on it,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if their argument is, well, AI, I'm not addressing the voice actor part yet, but I'm talking specifically
Right.
about AI
Oh yeah.
art.
Yeah. The AI art.
If their argument is that art takes away jobs, AI art takes away jobs.
Yeah.
Well, those jobs were kind of bullshit in the first place, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. And because I'm
Like we don't.
sure like animators now and everything, they're probably drawing a cell or something, but they're using a lot of copy and paste and stuff like that to like, you
Right.
know, move on from that and
The animators of Walt
edit
Disney's
and
time don't they don't operate that way anymore,
right.
right? So it, animation probably used to employ hundreds of artists to make an animated movie.
Yeah.
Now it's probably, and probably since the 80s, has been tens of animators.
Yeah.
And now it will be one animator.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
and look, side tangent to that. I have tried to draw on an iPad with a style. I can't do it.
right. Well, that was the next side of it I'm going to say is
Yeah,
these are just the next evolution of artists,
yeah,
right? This is a new form of art.
yeah.
Just like, you know, Botticelli wouldn't be popular today because that's not the art that people like,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Botticelli wouldn't be working at Activision making Call of Duty script stills, but you know, Billy the AI graphic designer,
Yeah.
because it's not. This is like my only argument about it is there's still human interaction in the art,
Yeah.
right? Someone's doing the the programming or the not even really the programming, the inputs to the AI to make the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. It's not
it's
like AI is going, here's this game we designed and here's the art for it and everything else.
yeah, like I've heard the other side of this. I heard like editors, like now AI
Mm
is doing editing, and instead of taking
hmm. Mm hmm.
hours and hours and hours, it's taking one person minutes.
Yeah.
And I guess the the pushback to that is, well, now editors are going to be out of work. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like just like the guy who used to machine screws by hand,
Right.
he doesn't work. That job doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, think about poor Bill down at the Zune factory.
Right? Poor Bill at the Zune factory. He's lost his job. You know, even if we were trying to keep him employed, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
but
It's the way it shakes.
it's just kind of the way it shakes.
Huh.
And
Hmm.
while I have sympathy for someone who, has spent their entire career
Oh,
doing this
yeah.
thing, you're kind of an idiot if you're not embracing the technology,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're like, oh wow, I'm not going to do AI, I'm not going to do this, I'm
Right.
going to fight against it, and then you find yourself without a job.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
my dad worked for the company that made the swipe things for credit cards. Remember the
Hmm.
carbon copy swipe things?
Oh, yeah.
If he only stuck to that job, he would
Right.
have had a
Yeah.
job for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to move with technology.
Wait. You have to be able to grow and adapt in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You know, it's like the car manufacturer problem, right?
Yeah.
Like robots were going to ruin car manufacturing jobs. Mm, yeah, but instead of having 100 employees, they only had to have 10 employees.
Yeah.
Those 10 employees get paid a hell of a lot more money because they're more specialist and
Right.
they have more skills.
yeah.
It's just kind of the way. This is just
Yeah.
AI. Like,
And that's also a safety issue because if the robot messes up, okay, it hits another robot. It's not
right. Yeah.
Fred getting stuck in a conveyor belt or something.
The art part of all of this is going to be
Yeah.
the ideas. Uh, the lost jobs will be all of the people that were putting those ideas into place, right? I guess.
Yeah.
But those
But
people either adapt or die. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I mean, and does it make the I don't know human art? Does it add value to that? Does it bring about a renaissance of that? Because here's people that use actual physical medium, and oh, this wasn't created by a computer. This was Bill and his hands, and he made this, and or Jane sculpted this thing. I would think this would be a reinvigoration of the actual physical
You're
stuff.
talking to the
I don't
wrong
know.
guys because I think art is bullshit. Because I think having a copy of the Mona Lisa is just as good as having the Mona Lisa, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Look, I am not the art buff, but
right. But like
for those
people,
niches,
people, people clearly
nachos.
put value on that because otherwise there wouldn't be value in art,
Right.
right? Because the Mona Lisa would be worth nothing if everybody
Yeah.
valued it the same as the poster of the Mona Lisa,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But to me, it's this. I wouldn't pay for the Mona Lisa. I would
Yeah.
just buy the poster.
Yeah.
Right? This
Or I'll
is
take a
just
screenshot of it and print it.
right. Yeah, but that's
Which
just how I.
side tangent to that, real quick.
Oh
Printers.
boy,
Oh my god.
they're terrible.
Christmas Day, we're printing out the tickets to go to Winterfest Delights. I print. It prints tickets number 2, 3, and 4. Huh. That's interesting. So I hit reprint for ticket 1 and ticket 1 only. It finally prints it out after thinking about itself. This morning, 40 hours later, printer starts printing. I looked at my wife. I said, "What are you printing?" "I'm not printing anything." "It's printing out tickets 2, 3, and 4. I hit cancel. 5 minutes later, it's printing out tickets 2, 3, and 4. It did this 4 or 5 times. I finally turned it off and unplugged it.
Look, if printers had teeth and legs, we'd all be screwed. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So,
Printers are the
yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
But
So,
there's another job that got automated: printing presses. That used to be
yeah.
a job to typeset
Uh-oh.
print. Like
Are you
there was
there?
an art form to typesetting
Oh, no.
print form.
We lost
That
Wismer.
doesn't happen. There's no typesetters anymore.
Come in, Wismer.
You know, nobody cries over the
Do,
fact
do,
that people don't
do.
typeset. It's just part of the
Well,
world.
folks, this little period of
Is that
pause
harsh?
is brought to you by
Sure.
AI, evidently, that
Is
heard
it
us
true?
talking about it and got
Yes.
very mad and cut Ron off.
Uh-oh. I think we lost Chris, or I lost Chris. Oh, God.
Well, in case Ron isn't able to come back, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. We are...
Hello?
we're
He's
still having
offline.
issues.
I'm
Oh,
offline.
hey,
Who's
there he's
offline?
back.
I lost internet.
See?
Why did I lose
AI heard
internet?
us talking about it. Yeah. I'd see.
The
It's...
fuck?
Oh, you know what it was? The printers heard us talking about it and, sent a little message that, hey, shut them down for a minute. Yeah. Yeah.
Weird. How do I reconnect?
Yeah. There's a squirrel somewhere that's
Whoa.
now fried.
My internet just dropped for
Yeah.
some reason. Yeah, I was on AI's side, though. Don't punish me.
Yeah.
The printer's talking, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Printers are evil. That was weird, though. I never lose internet like that. Yeah, yeah. Damn cat.
Right.
But again, I was going to go back to my point that I was rambling on
Yeah.
while the internet was down. I AI art to me is as valuable as
Yeah.
other art. Is it? Now, I will draw the line, and I think it is
Right.
wrong, and I will
Yeah.
always say it's wrong to use
that's
someone's likeness or
the
voice
voice actor part I think is
without
a
compensation.
huge issue.
Right? Like if Troy Baker, they have thousands of hours of Troy Baker's voice. Like you can plug Troy Baker into an AI
Right. Yeah.
program and make him say whatever you want. Without compensating Troy Baker, that's still his IP. His voice
Yeah.
is his talent.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we were to get to that point, which we will,
Yeah.
you could take Tom Cruise and make Tom Cruise do anything without ever having Tom Cruise anywhere near your set. Now you're not trading on the AI, you're trading on the person's likeness or the person's talent. Right? That's wrong. Right. And I think that's the thing that you have to watch out for. But replacing people with AI, unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. You know,
Yeah.
I look at fire service, right? Like, look at
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
job in the 50s. You had to have big cities, LA and New York, and some of them have not adapted, but
Yeah.
you used to have a battalion would be
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
plus people
Streamline.
for a 3 engine response because you had to have more people. Like there was no pre-connects, there was no hydrants the way they are now. There's just the way pumps operated, right? And in if there was a
Yeah.
paid fire department in the early 1800s, they would have
Mm-hmm.
had hundreds of people per piece because you got to
Yeah.
have pump the wagons, you got to have buckets, right? The, as technology improves, the fire department
Yeah.
it streamlines. It just has the way it is, because that's how we're going to face
Yeah.
our fire service is going to face is facing a major staffing crisis. We're going to
Well,
solve that through technology and
right.
streamlining
Yeah.
operations.
Well, that and yeah,
That's just
the
how it goes.
advents of telehealth and things like that.
Will there be less firefighting jobs in the future? Yeah, drones will probably take a lot of our job out of our hands.
No.
You know,
No.
will we need less doctors in the world? Probably,
Yeah.
because what they're finding now is
Yeah.
AI is
Yeah. You're
better
absolutely right.
at diagnosing people than doctors are because it has
Yeah.
all of the
Yeah.
knowledge ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, telehealth.
Yeah.
Will paramedics be the same as they are now 10 years from
Yeah.
now? No, there's no way.
Right.
We will
Yeah.
be the
Mm-hmm.
hands delivering what telehealth is telling us
Yeah.
to do, right? Doctors will become experts instead of service
Yeah.
providers.
Well, I mean, think about.
Right? They'll be
I
they'll be
don't know about you, but
checking on the AI.
if I've got to
They'll be
write
making sure
something,
the AI is not,
I'll go into
giving you the wrong
Copilot or
medicine.
Chat GPT or something like that. Be like, hey, give me an
But
idea,
for the most part,
for
you'll be
this,
relying on AI to
and
say,
get
this
that
is the
vague
medicine for
outline
this
and go
set
off of
of
that. Use that as
diagnoses.
brainstorming
That's what
and
they're doing
all. And
now.
I mean,
That's where they're at. Pharmacists basically become
yeah,
experts and not service providers, which is cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, when's the last time that somebody was going, on a trip and looked and sat there with a map and
Yeah,
was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go, 40 miles on Route
think of the
1.
trained
And then,
historian
yeah,
whose job
okay,
will
I'm
be
going
to
to take
parse through
that exit
research
off
that
of
AI
that.
pulls for
Or
them.
they punch in their
Right?
GPS
It's
and
a
it takes them.
different
And
skill set,
during the transit, it
but
says,
it's
oh, we
this.
found a faster route for
It's just
you. Or,
how
oh,
That's
there's
how we're
something
gonna
coming
adapt
up.
to the
I
world of
mean,
AI,
that's
and we have
AI.
to adapt. You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hmm.
I, I'll take it a step
Yeah.
even more in
Oh,
our
yeah.
career. Right? We started in a world of map books and memorization.
Exactly.
People who drive for me now,
Yeah.
they're following AI, right? Like they're finding a program, a
Oh,
GPS
yeah.
program,
Yeah.
saying this is the way to go. This is the fastest way to go. And it's funny because the one driver always looks at me and is
Right.
like, "Should we go this way?" I'm not smarter than that computer, right? Like
Yeah.
every preconceived notion I have of how to get around is based on just my personal feelings and
Yeah. Yeah.
experience. Is my experience useless?
Yeah.
No, but that thing probably has more up to date information on the status of the roads.
Oh,
We
my
can get to the
gosh.
point where it'll
Yeah.
pull data from traffic cameras and you know
Mm-hmm.
telling you which way the
Right.
fastest route is based on up to date
Yeah.
traffic information. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're dinosaurs staring at the asteroid going to hit us if we don't change.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And
You
that's the
know,
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Oh,
that's all of
instead
us.
of
Every
having
career
to tell the
is
wait
going to
staff,
be that
oh,
way.
you got to 86 the prime
Look at
rib.
waiters
No,
now.
you just click,
How many
prime ribs
restaurants
off
have
the
gotten
menu
away
for
from
today.
printing out menus? Because how much it's expensive. Somebody's got to print the menu.
Yeah.
When you want to change the menu, you have to reprint the menu.
Yeah.
Somebody has to clean that menu.
Right. Yeah.
You just got rid of
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
How much expense did you save your business?
Yeah, it is.
Then they can just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Yeah. I agree.
100, right,
Hmm.
and instead of
Yep. Yep.
a
Just go ahead and
waiter that,
ship
no
me
offense to
and
waiters,
let me
gets
know what I
orders
need to do.
wrong, the person gets to go in the app and say, "This is what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Oof.
I want this."
I don't know. That God
It's
seems very
it's the future, man.
cold and sticky.
Future's here.
Yep. So when they
It's
woke up, were their
exciting and
fingertips
scary at the
and
same time.
toes wrinkly,
Yeah. I look forward to my robot after
pruny,
overlords taking
because they've been in
take
that
over my
fluid for
job.
so long? Yeah, I was about to say if it's isotonic, hypertonic, hypotonic.
Put me in the Matrix.
If it's isotonic with you, then yeah, but isn't that the thing though? Your body only does
Yeah, well,
that
you
to
won't
your
know.
hands and
Your brain won't
feet
know.
for grip. So wouldn't your body sense that it's wet and want to do that anyway? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true. Then yeah, you wouldn't have any
I guess it
reason
depends
to
what the
do
fluid
that.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, if it's like sort of a
yeah,
neutral, right? So it doesn't.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I hope everybody had a good holiday season, and if yours is just kicking off, because yesterday was first day of Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, I hope you're having a
But
great
if your
time of
brain's
it.
being
And
tricked to thinking you're not wet,
safe New Year's. Don't be dumb.
right? You wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As we're technically
We're
on
all
the
we're all in the Matrix right
third day
now.
of
Do you
Christmas,
feel
so today
wet? Good.
3 French hens. I thought it started on Christmas Day. Oh, okay, so today's the second. Oh, so you'll get your 3 French hens. I'll get my 2 turtle doves. Can't wait.
Yeah. I hope your Yule is
Okay,
burning its
all right.
log or whatever it is
So,
you do.
but yeah, have a great start
Don't
to
be dumb. It's
2025, folks.
no tomorrow's the third day
Yes.
of Christmas.
Take care, folks.
No, it starts on the 26th. It's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. That's correct. The 6th day is January, or the 12th day is January 6th. Epiphany. Yeah. Start your year off with becoming an expert in something that AI can't take away from you.